darker shame, darling, darker shame.
Hey, what's going on, folks? Chris here with one of the best films of the 80s making its 4K debut. Ferris Bueller's Day Off in this Steelbook edition, which also includes the digital HD and 4K. And this is one of those movies where you can just put on at any time and it's always a joy to watch. Especially now because, as you know, sometimes it's either a hit or a miss with 4K transfers. But I'm pleased to say that Ferris Bueller looks excellent in 4K. Very film-like with a fine layer of grain that never overpowers the image. It's a very sharp picture with plenty of detail visible throughout, especially clothing, faces, as well as surrounding objects and hair. And the red Ferrari looks better than ever, like a fresh coat of paint with deep inky black logos. I'm very impressed with this transfer. Even John Hughes would have been proud. It's finally time to retire the old Blu-ray. This is the definitive edition of this classic. Although I noticed some very minor moments of softness, very minor, but it wasn't enough for me to lower my rating. For the audio, Paramount provided the Atmos track, which sounds excellent. Crisp and clean, well balanced throughout, with a bit of bass kicking in during scenes that needed it. It's a solid mix. Sure, it's not the most immersive track for Atmos, but it's one that doesn't disappoint. So I'm rating this a 5 out of 5 for the picture. Although some may give it a 4.5, but like I said, I'm very impressed with this transfer. They did a solid job. And I'm rating the Atmos track a 4.5. For extras, all the bonus content from the Blu-ray edition have been brought over, including the making of Ferris Bueller's Day Off, plus The World According to Ben Stein, plus the lost tapes. But the highlight for me is the commentary track by writer and director John Hughes. So there you have it, folks, one of the top films of the 80s now in 4K. It's a must-own. See you guys in the next one.
It's getting pretty tough coming up with new illnesses. It's a little childish, but then so is high school.
Annie, you're not going to school like this.
Call if you need us.
They bought it. How could I possibly be expected to handle school on a day like this?
Bueller?
Cameron Dave, get dressed and come on over.
Bueller?
He has been absent 9 times.
Bueller?
My father spent 3 years restoring this car.
I guess that's my dad. What are we gonna do?
What aren't we going to do?
Why should he get to ditch?
Something's going on.
Say, Ferris?
I hate him.
Life moves pretty fast.
You're crazy!
If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
He's very popular, Ed. They think he's a righteous dude.